leaks for the new Survivor, and Hermit's already been adjusted before release. For more news like this, stick around for this week's episode of This Week in Identity 5. Welcome back everyone to another episode of This Week in Identity 5. Let's talk a little bit about what we got last week quickly so we can move on to the future stuff. Well, last week we got the music playing furniture event that came along with a login event and a complete quest event where you'll be able to receive free music playing pianos, music notes, furniture and more. You get quite a lot of furniture and old ones as well, so it's been nice to be able to deck out your room if you have enough space, and also to get those notes to be able to put more furniture in. Along with this event we also got a discount available in the store for some furniture. I didn't see that option being in the shop, but it was in the patch notes, so maybe I missed it, or maybe it's for furniture that I already own. And they also made it available for you to get music notes, A-tier music notes, in the Spyglass store. Of course, this event came along with the music playing furniture functionality that they added, where for the grand piano, the jade flute, the piano of sorrow, the piano and the old organ, you can now play songs on them in your room, and you can also turn it on as a setting. Whoever visits can also play on your piano. In the store, they also added some new furniture, of course, so much furniture recently. They added two packages. They added the Sacred Beast furniture package that came with the new Sacred Beast furniture, and they also added the music playing furniture package, where you could also buy these things individually in the store if you didn't want to buy the package. They added a display in your profile to see your room points. If you've decorated your room a lot, people will be able to see that you've got a lot of points invested in it. They've changed the layout for character points to fit a little bit more information, and they've added a new quick view of the current tier's win rates. It's kind of nice to see in your profile, and they've added an interactive button for quick messages on friends' profiles. Antiquarian got a little bit of a buff against Wax Artist. Now her pushes won't get her covered in wax, unless of course she stuns the Wax Artist into a wall, because Wax Artist has a passive where if he gets stunned, he kind of covers everything around him in wax. This is not going to happen anymore. Antiquarian has also been added to rank and duo hunter mode. I feel like this is going to be very sad. They've added some improvements for Frenzy Rhapsody, and they've improved positional change logic of Evil Reptilian when using Crash. This is probably just a minor update to him. I'm not really sure what it did because I have played him a little bit. Maybe it made him a little bit better. I am unsure. It's just improvements. Maybe there'll be less issues with his jump. Let's have a talk about what we're supposed to be getting this week. Well, of course, the biggest thing that we're getting this week is Season 22, Essence 3, with the new S-tier skin for Hermit, the new A-tier skins for Prisoner, and also for Priestess. These skins are very fancy, and I'm really hoping to get the Hermit one. And of course, with the exclusive Essence skin for Hermit, we're also going to be getting Hermit released. You'll only be able to get him for the first week if you get him in the Essence, if you're lucky enough to get the S-tier. So not everyone will be able to play him, but I hope to be able to see him in matches for people to finally see if he is good or if he is bad. We need to see how good he is, and I really hope that Netty's paid a lot of attention to this character because he's such a cool looking character, play-wise, style-wise, and appearance. Hermit though has already been nerfed or adjusted. He got a little bit of buff and a little bit of a nerf. His buff is that they've reduced the action of the backswing when landing after using Second Dawn by 0.31 seconds. So as I understand, this is the recovery time that he has after teleporting to a location. When he teleports, he goes into an animation. When he lands, he lifts his staff back up again, like an attack recovery. It's quite long. It's usually around 2 seconds if I remember correctly. So they've made it so that he can react a little bit faster after landing. That is really, really important because it does feel very slow, and usually survivors will actually recover faster or more or less at the same time as you when you land on them if they get stunned by the shock. This will make his kind of stun a little bit more impactful because he'll be able to react faster. His nerf, on the other hand, is where survivors are stunned by electromagnetic fields in 3.5 seconds. The stun's duration will be reduced to 1 second instead of 2 seconds, and the third stun will be reduced to 0.5 seconds, and so on, so on. 0.5 will be the minimum, so if you get stunned 4 times, 5 times within 3.5 seconds, then it will still stay 0.5. This is an interesting one. It took some time to think about why this would even happen. I can't see it very often happening that you'll be stunned multiple times by the Hermit, but I guess as people have pointed out in my recent stream, it can happen because there are certain areas that will be there for 10 seconds, and if survivors keep on running back into the areas, they'll keep on getting stunned and stuff like that. But I don't really see it going past 3 or 4, and most cases you're not going to get stunned more than once. We'll also be getting the Little Girl Panda package. In this package there's an A costume for Little Girl that is the panda friend skin. It's connected to the panda event we've had with the gardener skin. We got the bamboo climber portrait frame, and we also got a panda cradle A-tier furniture. So it's A-tier, so it must be kind of a special one. It must move around or be interactable, and it's cool to see more pandas. Everybody loves pandas. I assume also we might be able to see Antiquarian being added into more game modes. Maybe she'll be added into Tarot and so on. What's coming up from the future? Well, we've had some bad news. For some people, I guess it's the bad news, because Prisoner's one skin that was, I think, supposed to be the next skin to come up and has apparently already been delayed multiple times, is also being delayed once again. So it must be either a very fancy skin, or maybe they're just trying to make the most amount of money by selling characters in a certain order. Maybe they think people will spend less on the skin if it comes out at a certain time. It has been delayed, and apparently Mechanic is going to be the next once skin. So that's still cool. I think there are a lot of Mechanic fans. Everybody loves Mechanic apparently, because that's what NetEase thinks. So that will be a good replacement until Prisoner comes in with his once skin. And I hope it is worth the delay, because I think a lot of people are looking forward to it. We got some leaks for the new Survivor Composer. You guys have already seen what he looks like, and everyone's been theorizing about what he can do. Everyone thinks that he can do something with tuning cipher machines. Well, we have a final kind of idea of what it possibly could be, but this was something that was kind of found back when Gravekeeper was released. That was quite a while ago, and these things have been kind of considered to be what he's going to look like, but of course maybe changed. It's been multiple years since that even happened, so of course these things could change, but some people are confident that some of these things won't change much. His ability is possibly going to be to save heartbeat sounds as energy to stack and use later on cipher machines. The numbers, I'm not going to say them, because of course these numbers will probably change drastically, but I do think that being able to kite and then use that energy to be able to decode cipher machines is a very interesting concept. Maybe not practical, but interesting. He also has the ability to increase movement of survivors when in close proximity to them for a short period of time, and it does have a cooldown as far as we know. And his weakness is slow vaulting, and his slow vaulting can also increase, similar to Seer, when he gets more energy stacks saved up. So the more that he kites, the slower his vaulting. Depending on how much of his energy he can store when getting in heartbeat and how fast he can decode, I don't think he needs a weakness this strong. Since his ability does mean that he needs to be in a certain range of a hunter for a certain period of time, I don't know. It feels like he's a bit of a risky character if that is true, and having massive vaulting debuff could be a little bit of a problem, but I'm not sure. Moving on to the talk in the manor, where I respond to your comments that you guys left on my recent video. I have a very interesting comment here from Marcus Grian that says, "Hey, in T-Shop have a middle table. If you walk around that table, you will hear the many people whisper like ghosts." That is a true Easter egg. I have not tested this out, and I hope that this is true, because I'm excited to see this being a thing. If there are weird interactions where you have to go around certain areas multiple times for things to trigger, then that is very difficult to find, but I guess if you're kiting around it, that does sometimes happen. I have kited around that table multiple times and chased survivors around that table, so I guess that might be true, and I can see that as being something that NetEase would add. I hope it is true though. On my video about Hermit's hitbox, Cutie says, "I think he's gonna be banned in duos, so I'm a bit calmer now, but I'll definitely be afraid of it, like Clerk mains when people learn how to use him, plus he's not as difficult as her." Yes, I think this is true. I don't think that he's going to come to duo modes. A lot of people have been talking about how they worry about him coming out in duo mode and destroying everyone, but this is not the case. NetEase doesn't like to add characters to duo hunters that change cipher machine decoding process, for example, photographer, clerk, so on and so on, and this character probably would be much stronger in the situation where you play him with another teammate that can dish out damage or even more chip damage, so I can see that this would not happen, and he just has too many effects that affect different survivors. Do you think that these leaks about the composer are true? What do you think you would change about them to make them a little bit stronger or weaker, or do you think this is already really broken? Please tell me down in the comments below, and whilst you're down there, remember to like and subscribe and check out the BlackPhoenix IDV channel. I've already uploaded some Hermit videos over there. Have an amazing day, guys. Bye bye.